So the NBA media is a corporate capitalist mafia. And there's lots of different reasons as to why. But I'm just going to start with this kind of origin story. This is kind of part one of a series, I feel. Um, so buckle up. When I started writing about the NBA, I started writing about the NBA on Substack. And it was an interesting experience. Substack is a platform where a lot of writers come and write independently, about the things that they wouldn't be able to normally write in mainstream platforms or places, right? Like a New York Times writer starts a Substack. They have the ability to monetize that Substack. They have the ability to say whatever it is they want to say. They're not, beheld by the corporate forces of mainstream media, whether they work for the New York Times or they work for CNN, whether they're a journalist or whether they're an economist or whatever. And that's the idea, is that you can kind of start your own newsletter, your own thought portal, and you can monetize your thinking through your writing or your podcasting, however the fuck it is you want to write, and go about doing that. What's interesting about the NBA Substack, as opposed to, or NBA Stack, for lack of a better word, as opposed to, let's say, the film stack or the, fiction stack, and things of that nature, is that for some reason, most of the people who are on the Substack for the NBA, who are on Substack for, and write about the NBA, are either former, mainstream media NBA writers or up and coming NBA writers who kind of want to be mainstream, but either for, reasons that I, don't have personal sort of, context for, but have something to do with the fact that that sort of part of the media world has kind of shriveled up. There's not as many outlets. It's harder to find a job, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and all that kind of thing. So that's why people come to Substack, is to start their, independent-minded newsletters and platforms to get across what you would think would be new ideas. But because the NBA Substack world is filled with a lot of former NBA writers who either, haven't had the ability to continue working, or the economics of working at a mainstream place don't really make sense anymore, they're kind of doing the thing that they used to do before, which is just write the